What's going on, beautiful people? As humans, we have several ways of expressing ourselves. Myself, I I would say I'm pretty good with words. I can write about almost anything. However, when it comes to actually talking to people, sometimes I can be a little socially awkward. My ex-wife will tell you I make corny jokes and I have a pretty dry sense of humor. However, we have to be careful of how we communicate with people. I'll give you some examples. When my daughter was about 7, she told me that she wanted to work at Starbucks when she got out of when she got out of college. Unfortunately, I didn't have the best response to that. I told her that idea sucked. Her mother laughed, and I was completely serious. The idea sucked, and I didn't change my stance on it. However, noticing her response to me, of course, she dropped her head a little bit. I then followed up with why I thought that idea sucked. But first I asked her, whose idea was that? Who on earth told you it would be a good idea to go to California and work at Starbucks? You're not going to make a lot of money. The price to live in California is going to be ridiculous. I'm like, California sucks. And she in turn explained to me that it was some girl that she referred to as the leader. I then in turn told her, no, you don't follow nobody. You blaze your own path. You are your leader. Starbucks will be something good temporarily. But if you out of college and you working at Starbucks and that's your career aspiration, yeah, no. Daddy's not having that. Another instance where I probably didn't communicate really effectively was also more recently, again with my daughter. Now, she had been accepted into this prestigious school for gifted children. Her mom was excited about it, told me she cried about it. So when I talked to my daughter that morning, her mom was telling me about it yet again, with my baby there. And I smiled, of course, and I said, that's not a surprise. That's what I expect. Now, again, my baby dropped her head, but this time it was only for a split second, because I then explained, it's not a surprise to me that you're going to a school for gifted children. It's not a surprise to me that someone recognizes you as gifted. I always knew you were special. Those people are just finding out. Perked back up, smile on her face, we continued our day as normal. A friend of mine, she also has a child, daughter actually. They were having some small issues, and there was an exchange that took place between them, and in that exchange, what her mom said was something to the effect of, don't say nothing to me, just go away right now. I just want you to go away. Now, this happened a while ago, but when they sat down and actually they didn't talk, they texted. Those words were brought up again. Communicating with people, we have to ensure that we properly get our points across. We can't leave things open-ended, because when you leave things open-ended, you leave things open to an interpretation. That interpretation can be correct, but more so and more often, that interpretation will be the complete opposite of what you meant it. This especially occurs when people are communicating via social media or texting. You can't convey what you really mean, your attitude, your demeanor, or emotions with an emoticon. We have to get back to communicating with one another face to face. Not just FaceTime, not Snapchatting it up. Face to face. We have to start talking to one another. Children can interpret things a certain way when they're younger. And they'll assume that they mean certain ways in the mind of a child. When they become teenagers, they can still interpret things, but they may interpret them a little differently. They're a little more advanced. So as adults, we have to still continue to guide the conversation. We can't let them run with what we think. We have to encourage our children to be open and honest with us, not just exclude their feelings in certain things. But most of all, we have to be very careful in what we say. The younger they are, the less they might remember. But when they get older, they hold on to certain things. And they may never say anything to you about it. Something that hurt their feelings or made them feel some kind of way. Something that made them sad or something that made them feel a little less than. There's nothing worse than a child having a bruised ego when that bruise came from their parent. Oddly enough, that same issue can be said of adults. There's nothing worse than when a failure to accurately communicate what you really mean or how you really feel causes somebody that you care about to feel like you don't give a shit. Think about it. That's it.